Welcome. This presentation is on changing your level or changing your major. My name is Jamie Surdich, and I'm the International Student and Scholar Advisor in the International Programs and Services Department at Michigan Tech. Before I begin by telling you how to apply for a change of level or change of major, I would like to note that it is your responsibility as a student to maintain your immigration record and make sure that everything is up to date at all times. Our department, IPS, is here to help you maintain this record and ensure that we make the necessary changes to match your situation. But it is not our responsibility to follow up with you and constantly make sure that it is correct. While you are here at Michigan Tech, students can change their academic program major and receive a new I-20, or you can start a new degree level after you complete another. Additionally, we have had situations where a student comes into Michigan Tech as a PhD student and they end up changing their level back to a master's and graduating early. If you have a change in your level or major, IPS must process a new I-20 or DS 2019 for you for this change, as well as making sure that your CVIS record is up to date in case the government were to audit your record. Before you submit any requests to our department so that we can update your immigration record, you have to be sure that your academic record is up to date prior. International Programs and Services only handles immigration-related matters, and so they do not process the academic record. So if you are a graduate student, you will want to make sure you communicate these changes to the graduate school. And if you are an undergraduate student, you want to make sure that you make these changes with your academic advisor. We are unable to process any of your requests until your change in major or change in level is reflected in Michigan Tech's system. So be sure that you receive confirmation before doing so. If you are looking to apply for a change of level, there are a few different pieces of documentation that you will need to submit into our change of level Google form request. The first being the change of level request form, which will ask you what your current level is and what level you are changing to. If you are advancing a degree level, for example, if you are going from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree or a master's degree to a PhD level degree, you will need to include a copy of your acceptance letter from the graduate school, which indicates this new program. You will also need to include your financials, which is a copy of a financial guarantee or a bank statement to indicate that you have had at least 1 year of funding to cover the expenses that will be printed on your documentation. If you are a supported student and you are receiving tuition and a stipend from your academic department, you can just attach your letter from your academic department with this information for anything that asks about your financials. Typically, when a student is supported, the amount that they are getting in tuition and a stipend is more than enough to cover the expenses on the I-20. Finally, you will need to be sure to complete and attach the Certification of Finances form, which indicates where your sources of funding are coming from. The one thing to note about a change of level is that you must submit this request before your current program end date. For example, if you are finishing your master's degree in the spring 2024 semester on April 30th, you will want to make sure that you put in your change of level request prior and allow for enough processing time by our department. Once your current program end date comes, we are unable to process this change. So you'll want to make sure that you submit this documentation in a timely fashion. Alternatively, you also may change your major while you are here. This means that you are keeping the same level, for example, master's, but you are just changing your academic major. For this request, you are required to submit some documentation to our change of major Google form. And this is our change of major request form. This will ask what your previous major was and what your new major is. If you are an undergraduate student, you will want to make sure that you make this major change on your My Michigan Tech account. If you have any questions on how to do this, you can contact the registrar's office. Again, IPS does not handle anything pertaining to academics, so we are unable to ensure that your academic changes are made in the system. If you are a graduate student, you will want to make sure that you upload a copy of your admissions letter in our Google form that you receive from the graduate school once you are admitted to the new program. These are all required before we are able to process this change. Once you submit your Google Form request for either a change of major or a change of level, our department will process a new I-20 or DS 2019 with your changes. There will be electronic signatures on this document because the government is now allowing electronic signatures. If you need to use this I-20 or DS 2019 for travel purposes, you will want to make sure that you print this document before traveling. One thing to note is that for a change of level or change of major, this is for F1 and J1 students only. If you have an F2 or J2 dependent that is wanting to change their status, for example, from an F2 dependent to a J1 student, they must go through the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, also known as USCIS. There is a change of status webpage on the USCIS website that is dedicated to the application process on these matters. Our department can assist with the basics of this process. However, we would suggest consulting with an immigration attorney for those specific details. Thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, you can reach out to our department. Our email is listed on the slide here, as well as our phone number. And our website has all of the information that you will need from this PowerPoint presentation, as well as additional information that may assist you with your program. Thank you and have a great day.